Okay, guess what time it is? It's check-in time. It's January the 8th. It's like 10 past 8. And I don't know how, but somehow I feel like I have like extra time this morning. Did I do the one thing yesterday? I am so happy to be able to come on here and say, yes, Your Honor, yes, I did. Let me tell you that yesterday I did not want to do it. No, I did not want to get like all uncomfortable with like lukewarm water or anything yesterday. Like it wasn't so much a need yesterday, thankfully, but it was a desire to like lay down for a little bit. But I knew that if I did, I would just fall asleep and not do the one thing. And I did not want to either say in the little group, the chat group with Leah and Cynthia, that I didn't do it, nor did I want to come on here and say, especially after what I said yesterday, like, this is actually a challenge, you need to like stick to it. I did not want to come on here and say that I didn't, so I freaking did. I did my shower, and as long as the water was hot, I was good. I kind of had like a really nice like wind down time, put on my pajamas and like my big bulky sweater over it, brushed my teeth, put on cream on my face and all the things. And I was going to, because I had bribed myself also, like telling myself if I go shower then I'm allowed to, this is the nerdiest thing ever, but I'm allowed to research how to format dialogue, because I think I do want to do that with a short story. I did look it up, but I didn't get far because I was falling asleep. And the little award ceremony that I do with Cynthia and Leah, I was like basically already asleep and delirious, and the words, like, I really tried, but the words that came out didn't really make like sense. So, and today, this morning, what is arguably even more important, also yesterday I chose not to wash my hair because I did not want to deal with wet hair at night because my room was already like feeling cold. So I allowed myself that little out. Today, this morning, felt like I was so leisurely with like, I made a whole like breakfast. And when I was done, I went into the sprint channel and I did a 40-minute sprint with Ian Henderson, aka, who's also on AuthorTube, aka IHB Ian Henderson Books. I'm gonna link him also below. We did a 40-minute sprint. Ian is like, for him, as I understand it, like instead of going into hibernation during the winter, he rather like takes advantage of the not wanting to go outside. He's like putting in hours, so many hours into his writing, his books, which I commend. Yeah, and I really needed this sprint today. I think I could have maybe made myself sit down and write a little bit, but I don't think I would have stuck out 40 minutes because yeah, I was drafting in Sunken Timepiece. It was not easy. It was better than the last times, I will say that. But I did write like 700 words. A lot of it is like throat clearing, but that's what's needed. Like, my throat needs clearing, so that's what I gotta do. And I'm glad that I stuck out 40 minutes of drafting and actually wrote a bunch of words. And the little bar in Scrivener, it did help a lot. It was very motivating. So yeah, and now it is time, as a reward, what I always look forward to every day, a little prompt. Nope, that's 2. This one, see, doesn't want to open. Can you read that? I don't know if you can. Let me read it to you. Oh, okay. Not a quick one, but okay. Write a paragraph once in a very straightforward and once in a very flowery style. Another like voice training one. You'll have to give me a moment, and I think I'm going to take a paragraph that I have already written and like go once more into the direct, straight to the point, nothing flowery or stylistic to see here, and once into the oh, we're going purple direction. So yeah, wait for me in 1 sec. So I swear to God, Mike, please, Mike, please do your freaking job. As I might have said in the clip that doesn't have any audio, I chose to not write a new paragraph, take a paragraph that I had already written. It is the opening of Sunken Timepiece. I also didn't really have a concept of where a paragraph starts or ends necessarily, so this is maybe a little long, but whatever. And I think, yeah, I'll just read it out and like comment throughout a little bit. So here's the straightforward version of it. It goes like this. Marty's dreams have been terrifying lately, not because of ex-murderers or monsters with slimy maws. Actually, I think I could even remove the maws thing. Marty's dreams have been terrifying lately, not because of ex-murderers or monsters. No, it's been a nameless fear. Or rather, fear isn't even the right word. They have been radiating danger, the kind that is exhilarating in one moment and deadly the next, while appearing perfectly harmless, boring even. Her dreams have become liars. She would be standing in front of a still lake, the sun glistening in the surface. She would want to touch the water and make it ripple. It continues, but just to say that I have mainly, like, for this version, I've mainly taken away a bunch of adjectives and adverbs and also a little bit of extra context to Marta's life and stuff like that. It continues. Waiting for my roommate to walk away so it's not that piercing that I'm reading to myself. You know how it goes. Okay, let's take it from a little bit up to the top. Okay, alright. I did not intend to do ASMR. Sorry, I'll stop now. She would be standing in front of a still lake, the sun glistening on the surface. She would want to touch the water and make it ripple. She would be standing in the bathroom. The shower's fog would melt away from the mirror, and she would want to touch the glass, wipe away the condensation. She would walk by a storefront at night, seeing her reflection as she would turn her head and want to step closer, closer. The urge to touch is there each time, and each time she just knows that something on the other side is awaiting her answer to its call. She would hear it, slightly muffled, a dark melody, a hum, not quite a voice, but almost. That is a scary thing. Something that isn't her lurking in her mind, wishing for her to come closer, ever closer, just close enough. And the way some insolent part of her wants to obey. Somehow, that same part of her knows that the slightest touch would mean pitching forward, losing herself. She knows her shouts for help would fall on no ears, and her fingers, grasping for the door's edge, because that's what these were, doors, would find no purchase. She can feel the vertigo, and when she lurches awake, she feels terribly seasick, disoriented in her own bed. So like for the last part, I don't think I did a lot of changing. I pretty much liked it. And I also, through this exercise, I realized I was more leaning towards the more basic, straightforward style. even though it does have a voice, and I really like the voice. So that's kind of an interesting observation for me. Like, the original version has just a little bit more flair, but not that much. Okay, and now for the more flowery. Now, obviously, I added like a little bit of like descriptive, interesting things. I also used the thesaurus a little bit. Yeah, here it goes. Marta's dreams have been terrifying of late, not because of axe-wielding murderers out for blood, or monsters with slimy maws hungry for prey. No, it's been a nameless fear, or rather, fear may not even be the right choice of word. The dreams, they have been radiating imminent danger, the kind that is exhilarating in one moment and deadly the next, all the while appearing perfectly harmless, trite, mundane, boring even. Her dreams have become deceivers. You see, in some parts I just have like changed the word to something a little bit more purple, I guess. She would be standing by a serene lake, the evening sun glistening in the silvery smooth surface like spilled shimmer. She would want to touch the cool water and make it ripple, dancing and drawing circles in the splendor. She would be standing in the bathroom, as she did every morning. The shower's fog would melt away from the mirror, lazy as a spring day. And she would want to touch her finger through the glass, wipe away the condensation, fascinated with the paradox of seeing and not seeing. She would walk by a storefront at night, stopped by her reflection in the glass, beckoned to turn her head, and she would want to step closer, closer, her heartbeat sketching out the rhythm her feet longed to follow. A little bit of a sprinkle. The urge to touch is there each time, and each time she knows, she just knows, bone deep in her marrow, that something on the other side is eagerly awaiting her answer to its call. Hungry, wanton. She would hear it, slightly muffled as if through a lush and heavy curtain. A somber, dark melody, a hum carried on a wave. Not quite a voice, but almost. Sound enveloped in velvet. And then, to be honest, I ran out of time and I didn't do the last bit. But I think you can see the difference. And I feel like there are like bits from each version that I like. Like, I don't think that a book has to be one style all the way through. Like, depending on what pace you have, what kind of a scene it is, it makes sense to lean more in one direction or the other. So I really like this exercise because it like showed me that I can do both, even though, as I said, I think with the straightforward version, I think I could have gone even more bare bones and like pare it down and just go real basic. Like, bits of this I think should be more straightforward and some can be more dramatic. So yeah, I hope that the audio recorded this time because I don't want to do this again. I suppose the good thing is that this time I'm not as out of breath as I was this morning as I was rushing around to get ready. If you feel like using this prompt as well, also you don't have to do a paragraph as big as this one, please do share a sentence or two with me, or anything interesting that happened or that you learned as you were doing the exercise. If you haven't seen any of these videos before, this is just a series where I try to do the one thing that is supposed to help me get back to my writing routine, even as like my life has changed and my routine has changed, and kind of as a reward, but also to make it more interesting. And it almost feels like a writing course, sort of. I do a prompt every day. I think I've been talking enough. Thank you for being here and for cheering me on. I cheer you on in turn if you're doing any sort of challenge or just in general in your writing. And I will see you again tomorrow.